We back up in this thing, ready to get some on that wax.
Another session with the bros talk, where the beer's ice cold. Bros talk. Another session with the bros talk. Come and tell us what you know. Bros talk. Yeah.
Yo, what up, world? What up, peoples and tweeples out there? It's your boy T. Broski. I got my main man King Dano in the building with me, and this is BrosTalk. Hey man, we got the guys, the players, the fellas. This guy, I love this guy. Go ahead. Damn, I thought you was gonna be like, oh,
No.
Go ahead. Go ahead and introduce yourself, players.
He don't care.
I know. Let's see.
What up? How you doing?
You made it seem like there's a cat over there. Hey, how you doing?
My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff. Corey. Appreciate y'all
Your
having me.
name was Jeff.
I was
But
copying the trend, I guess. Because I said it second, so.
I got you. How you players doing, man?
Chill.
Doing great.
Sorry.
Yeah, man.
Especially you, man. He been around the world again, people. You know, the
Humble.
world's most traveled man. I keep forgetting
Humble.
to introduce him like that. What? You are the world's most traveled
Yep, the
man.
world verse, world culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us some spice on that.
Had to get a 8th passport.
Oof.
Because it's filled up.
Because it's filled, stamped up, stamp. Right. Stickity stamp. Did you just get a stamp where you just went?
Yeah.
See?
Okay.
Here's the thing: is they don't really be doing the stamp all the time. So like some places stamp it, and some places.
And you still got 8? See? They don't even do the stamp all the time. He still got 8 of them.
Okay, Lando, can I ask
That's
you a
how
question?
much. Even with them not doing it all the time.
So when you go to these countries, what are you comparing them to? Like, are you going there to try to get a comparison? Like, be it music or food?
First, okay, I guess if I really want to look at it, you know what I'm saying. When I'm coming to these countries,
Yeah.
and I leave the airport and go to the city that I'm going to be at or whatever, I'm looking at the geography first, you know what I'm saying, if it's mountainous or whatever, just comparing it to what I'm used to seeing here. And then when I get to the city or wherever it's going to be at, where I'm going to be, then the buildings, the architecture, you know what I'm saying, the history of some of the buildings, you know what I'm saying. Like, we went into this one pub that was like 400 years old, and it was like a monastery at one point. Like there are lower, like the upstairs part looks like it's just a regular bar, and then you go downstairs. There's some dungeon rooms down there. You know what I'm saying, that have converted now into a bar, but were like just
Yeah, that's fire.
yeah, you know
The
what I'm saying.
history.
Like just history, you know what I'm saying. Like I was in Stockholm. It's Old Town Stockholm. In one corner is like the palace, the Nobel Peace Prize Museum, the Vasa Museum, which is this ship that sunk in the 1500s. Like it went out about 1,500 meters and then it sunk. And then in the 1960s they brought it up and have been restoring it, and it's a museum. Just they built a museum around the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But yeah, Sweden was cool. Ate some reindeer and shit. Tasted pretty good. Ate a lot of caviar. They ate a lot of caviar out there. So a lot of caviar.
It's not expensive.
Tripping.
Why?
It's like when you compare your cities, you compare them to all of that. Like, I was trying to find some like relatable things. Like I know they got, yeah. Everywhere here they do this. Everybody got their own style of pizza. Everybody got their own style of Philly cheese. You get what I'm saying? You went to like they got hidden
told you about
treasure
his
over here.
experience,
You got to be
man.
part of the
he said
Goonies.
It's a different experience because like most of these cities like are super walkable. You know what I'm saying? Like they're designed for the pedestrian. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to go anywhere and everything is there. You know what I'm saying? You can just see all types of stuff. So I don't know.
Nah, it was just it's just the answer caught me off guard because most people go to like food, like I want to see how their street food is or whatever type of variety of food there is. They go for that.
He a history man.
He went there and said, "How many?
I want to see
how many sunken ships you got."
To be fair,
3?
he did talk about the reindeer.
The reindeer was
that was
good.
literally at the last second. I get you, but he
That's
did
after
do
I
it.
questioned it, teammate.
Yeah. Jesus.
Help out.
Damn. Left side, strong side over here.
Speaking of,
Jealous as hell. That's all that is. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to Canada in September too.
Drake's from there.
That's
Shit.
That's gross.
that's some just some
Gross.
that's some work shit. That ain't even vacation type shit.
Oh, you going on work to go?
No,
Said that was horseshit.
it's a it's like a work getaway thing. Like it's a work vacation.
Oh, snaps. Okay. Do y'all thing. My, you know.
Yeah, it's horse shit, but they're gonna pay for me to go up to Canada.
Whale watching and shit, you know.
Feel me?
You don't like that?
Whale watching.
I didn't say I didn't like it. Y'all trying to play down.
Y'all, what you mean, y'all? Goddamn.
Yeah, y'all.
He's saying all this. Not y'all.
What am I saying? I'm saying.
I'm just
We'll
laughing.
play it
Ask a
back.
simple
We'll play
question,
it back.
bro. When you travel, how do you compare each city to each other? That's all I ask. Is a comparison system. If you come to me and say you want to see how many
first when I
hidden
fly
layers
in.
they have, how many sunken ships they have, I'm gonna question that. But like, that's deep. Like
Well,
me
first-
personally,
I
I'm
like-
pizza. Whatever mom and pop areas around there, I'm
Food.
I'm not a foodie, so
foodie or not.
I gotta
It
know
might
though.
be your gas station.
you know what I'm saying.
Do they have pizza there? Like, what was their pizza like?
Yeah, there's pizza.
He ain't eat it.
I assume they had
Like,
pizza.
no,
But what's it like?
He died. He's
Swedish food
spelunking.
isn't like the natural Swedish food is like herring and
Meatballs,
meatballs and like
Swedish fish.
That was a good.
Swedish noodles.
Yo, he's
Red
on
gummies.
fire.
Swedish.
Gotta be the
Swedish,
shoes.
Did you have their dish, the Swedish meatballs and noodles or whatever?
actually when I was
That boy.
when I had the dinner, that's when I had the reindeer. I was like
You only ate one time
you
the
had
whole
one
time over
dinner?
there? Jesus Christ.
no. Like the one time
Like
like,
reindeer.
the one time I saw a reindeer on
That's
the
all I
menu,
need.
it was the only
Tons of
place I was
protein.
at that had reindeer on the menu.
Like,
Oh,
what
so
else
other
did
than that,
you
you
eat
went
though?
like regular places?
Right, but I still didn't fuck with the meatballs. 'Cause
What's-
I don't know. They just seem. I don't know.
What's a regular place like in
Thank
Sweden?
you.
Like you go into Jack in the Box. We all know what that experience.
They
Or
have,
any
no, they
fast
have,
food.
like so. Okay,
Or is it all mom and
hold
pop?
On, hold on. Okay, let me break it down. The Mall of Scandinavia, which is a huge ass mall, is right next to this big ass soccer stadium. Which when I went there, Taylor Swift was there on when I landed there on Sunday. Was on the third day of
Name
her
drop.
tour. You know what I'm saying? And at my hotel, it's like probably like 6 or 7 hotels, and then the building that I work in, which is kind of connected to the mall. You know what I'm saying? All this one big ass complex. You know what I'm saying? And on this Sunday, it's 50,000 Swifties walking around in addition to everybody else
Name drop.
going to the mall and shit. You know what I'm saying? But the mall is just regular shit. You know what I'm saying? They have KFC. They have burger places. They have. All
Did
that
you
shit.
go to KFC or not?
No.
Yes.
Well, I did one day. I was out there a week, so
I did.
yeah, I had to.
I
was out there a
all I'm
week.
trying to say is when you out there, like, okay, so that's something that you can
Right.
relate to where you're from. Hey, I got KFC at home.
Right,
They
but no,
KFC
when I'm out
like-
there, I'm trying to see what's popping locally.
Like
Yeah.
sunken ships or like
No, if we're doing food,
Okay.
then that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Alright.
what's that? Like when I went places, I would look for the mom and pop pizza place
Yeah.
or whatever
So-
and try to compare that.
We would have found that when I went to the Old Town. We would
Yes.
have found that because I know exactly the spot that I could have took you to, and then we were like,
Did you go?
try this pizza. Nah, because I'm not the pizza guy. I didn't want to have nothing that I could get in America while I was there. Anytime I left that little mall area, like.
But
I-
you-
So you
KFC.
stuck to Swedish fish.
No.
Oh, KFC. Okay.
Yo, man. Get off his case, man. He went
I
out
was
there.
just asking.
He had a good
No,
time.
he had a great time.
He ate some
Hey,
regular food. He ate some reindeer. And ate some caviar.
we had
Found
Pizza
a
Hut in
sunken
Puerto
ship.
Rico, and it was the best Pizza Hut I've ever had in my life.
But that's how you can.
That's because they salsa when they give it to you. But that's a whole nother story. Because they do. I've been
Rican
there. They
salsa?
dance.
Step out. You gotta-
Is salsa Puerto Rican or?
That's a dance, yeah.
Okay.
That's the base
I
of
thought
it right
that
there.
was
You gotta
more-
have the hips for that.
I thought that was never mind.
And what up?
I'm not getting into it.
What? You thought it was what?
A dance.
All right. Well, it is.
Yeah,
You was
there we
right.
go.
You thought right.
Bam.
Who would have thunk it?
Not me.
He did.
Exactly.
yes,
That's what I
I
was about to say. I'm glad you
He
said
said,
that.
"Not me."
Yes, I did.
Well, jump right in the first topic of the day. Well, I mean, it's about the same things. Teammate. We was just a teammate right there. We had an assist. I needed one. Had one. The story about the guy that shot and killed the girl at prom. 17-year-old girl shot and killed her. She was at prom, and then stayed there, paraded around, said, shouting an eye for an eye, or this is justice, or something like that. Come to find out, cop had killed his son 4 years prior, and he had plotted and schemed or whatever, and this was his execution on the plan, and he executed it. That's what happened.
Jeez.
It was like a real life event.
No, didn't happen. It was just a made up story. When it first came out, it went viral. Everybody thought it was real.
Yeah, for a little bit I did too.
For me,
this is my first time hearing about it. I can't lie to you.
yeah,
'Cause I was asking if it was real. Like,
no, it's not a real story. I mean, I would definitely wouldn't
Spoiler
have made a teammate joke like that.
yeah,
but,
spoiler alert.
yeah, it's not a real story, but for me, it definitely makes me think about the reality of the life that we live. Not just us. I'm saying people, human beings that go through, Americans that deal with cops, that have the ability to whether execute rightfully, wrongfully, get away with it, paid administrative leave or whatever. And I've heard rhetoric where people say something should be done. Take the matters in your own hand. Again, if this shit was real, how would y'all feel about that situation? Is he wrong for what he did? Obviously, right? But his righteousness and what he stood up for, is that a commendable thing? I think a lot of people, this is something that a lot of people may want to do. They may not do it, you know what I mean? But it's like something that you...
What's righteous?
Okay.
You standing up for something that you believe in. If somebody takes...
Yeah,
it's an
nah,
eye for an eye.
No, we not doing that.
Right.
I'm not doing what? What are we
The
talking
daughter
about?
was innocent. She ain't
Well,
shit
I'm
to do
not.
with that.
Well,
It's an eye
just
for
for
an
what you
eye,
said,
it's the
taking up
tactic.
for something that you believe in. So let's go to extreme. Cause
It is. This is the extreme.
okay, well, let's go another extreme. Somebody's parents died in a car crash, and now they believe that now they're taking out on everybody who doesn't hit a red blink on them.
No. You
Yep,
gotta say
I'm doing
no.
that.
Well,
Yep.
there's a first. There's the scenario's already placed. There's a guy
Yeah,
that killed somebody.
yeah,
There's a loved one of that person that was murdered. He chose to kill somebody that guy
Yeah, well, I think
is a
that's wrong.
sibling or a baby of his.
I think that's wrong.
Kill the loved one of that person. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely wrong, but I mean,
Yeah.
you can definitely understand the
Sentiment.
the idea behind it to an extent where it's like, okay, like there's no way I can get back at you the way that you did to me without doing that.
Same thing you did.
Now, obviously, that's not the right thing to do. It's morally wrong in every way because, like El said, that's an innocent girl. She didn't do anything wrong.
That's
But I understand why people could think that way.
Yeah.
what you got, Lando? Because then I go.
It's made up. This is
Yeah,
a
I
fake
know,
story.
but
It
I
was
know,
a
but
silent-
like the more implications aren't. made
Yes.
up, you know what I'm saying. So like, nah, like the girl, she innocent to me. You know what I'm saying. She don't act like the revenge would be on him. Like I wouldn't even consider her. Honestly.
Right?
Okay, so when you talk about the guy being able to get revenge, like let's say his decision was to, I don't care who else is going to go out with him, I'm getting him regardless.
Right.
So if I'm willing to go in there, throw a bomb in there, and get him and everybody else in the party, like you can't. That's how I look at it. Like, it might be something small, you go poke them up, but it's still revenge. That's creating like a... Anybody saying, well, they did this to my family. I don't care how I take them out. I'm going to get everybody there when I can get them. So I don't think it's justified.
Yeah, I don't.
Just in the scenario basis.
I don't think it's justified. I don't think he was right for if that situation did happen. I wouldn't agree with it at all.
Right.
Now, the moral part behind it, if you take somebody from me unjustly,
Yeah.
on paper, you get away with it. You go to court. You're found not guilty. But we've all seen situations where cops have gotten away with things that they might not have, shouldn't have got away with.
Right.
Justified in court or not. You know what I'm saying? Some of the shit don't even make it to court, right?
Right.
So morally, as a father, I don't know. The story didn't go that deep. Oh, it's his only kid. But if this was your only son, that situation happened, you're like, the justice system is gonna do right. Because normally in big situations, you got Benjamin Crump that's gonna come by your side, and other people that's gonna come there that's gonna console you to keep you from, hey brother, you can't. Hey, look, hold on. I know you wanna, but you can't.
Saying the time to kill.
Yeah, they're gonna try to get you, keep you in a positive mindset, right?
Yeah.
Ultimately, you may spiral down into this type of scenario. To be able to avenge the wrongdoing to your son, your family member, whoever it is. That's why I say I don't agree with it, but I understand how somebody can be that hurt.
Right.
Where, you know what? I can't do you how I want to do you. So I gotta get you some other type of way. You gonna hurt like I hurt. Regardless of what they do to me. I'm already dead. You already killed me. When you killed my son, you killed me.
It's kind of like a law-abiding citizen.
Yes. Yeah. That movie.
I get you. Yeah, so like he's really the bad guy, but you can sympathize because
the situation.
Yes, facts is fact. Yeah, I'm with you.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and granted, this is all scenario based.
Yeah, it might not be right, but like I feel that. Like I feel what you're doing.
Again, I don't agree with it. I wouldn't agree if the shit happened in real life. I wouldn't agree with it. I think there's ways to handle it, even judicially. Like, I still think there's ways to handle certain situations. Like, even when it comes down to the cop, that blue line of silence or whatever the fuck, there's still cops that get found guilty for shootings, negligence, wrongdoing, stuff like that. Whether it's something minor, like the dude that got caught, he had to call backup to y'all. I don't know if y'all heard about this. He had to call backup
because he got locked in the car.
Yeah, he got locked in a car with a chick.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Hold on, say it again.
He arrested the girl.
Yeah.
Right.
And he was taking her to jail.
Right.
Yeah.
And in between that time frame, somehow he got in the back seat with her and the doors closed. And you know
how? Wait, how?
Oh, he got back there. Oh, she said, I'm fucking. That's what she told him. Like, oh, I'm fucking. Like, if you pull over, I'm fucking you. He was like, hey, whoa, there's cameras. You got to watch what you say. And then he pulls over at this spot. And it's on camera. He proceeds to get out the car and get in the backseat with her. And for an hour, I want to say, hour and some change or some shit like that, he sits back there.
No. So they showed the GPS.
Talking.
Yeah.
They showed him where they pulled over, right? And then, like, whatever, 10 minutes goes by. And then he puts out the call like, hey, can y'all send somebody over here? They make him wait
an hour before somebody shows up.
Before somebody shows up, yeah.
And then they showed up, and he gets out the back seat, locked in the. And now,
and she's still handcuffed and shit.
Yeah, so like little things like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's a little thing, all the way to a big thing. Yeah. He's gonna get reprimanded for that.
He already resigned and shit.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna get reprimanded for that. So from little stuff all the way to big stuff, I think that our judicial system should be able to fight and defend you in court. So these type of actions don't have to happen where somebody would feel like they need to take retaliation on a family member. But I like the way bro look. That's weird, but bro was looking crazy right there. Yes, that's an actual story that really did happen. Legitly just happened. Abuse of power?
Yeah. He should have knew better.
This
All he had to
is- this
do
is
was
gonna
drive- all he had to do was
man,
drive
I'm
her
not
to
gonna
the spot. He still have his job. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
It's
she
just be a
offered to
crazy-
do some
it's
craziness
just-
to
it's
him in
just
the
be a
car.
crazy story. My bad. It probably ain't gonna be the last time it happened. How many? He's like out in the Florida area, whatever, picking up.
But
Don't
that's
they
like
have-
that's like the
Yeah.
pizza man that goes to work every day and like
Exactly.
expects like you don't expect to open the door. Everybody to open the door and be like, wow, 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 and she's like, come on
But-
in. He's like,
Look, but
oh
now he's
crap.
out of a job.
You always wonder.
But does she not get charged for
Come on.
because that's not like bribing the police?
Yeah, it is. It's a crime.
Okay.
I mean, well, I wouldn't say
So he
bribery
gets a
because I
pass.
don't know if bribery consists of do you have to have money. She didn't offer him money. She just offered sex.
So it's prostitution.
But still,
You got to pay somebody. And if you're recording it, technically, it's.
I'm
it's
just saying.
porn.
Like, I'm pretty
Sex
sure they
for a
got some
service.
stuff that covers them.
That's
you
true.
can see they was tracking his ass the whole time, no matter what. You know
Well,
what
I mean,
I'm
that's a
saying?
GPS thing.
Like, right.
Yeah.
That's just a car thing. That's not like he can't turn that off.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Turned
Like,
everything else off. He turned body cam, all that shit.
and you know what was funny? Because like when the dude walked up and he got him out the car, and then the girl lady was in there. The other cop asked him. He says, so what's going on?" And he was, "Oh man, I fucking." He's hold. The camera's on. Let me cut it off. Right. Yeah, and he cuts the camera off.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so like I don't even know if they got the audio for what that conversation was like. I don't know if he was a sergeant. You know what I'm saying? That came there and was like, this fucking guy, man. Like, let me hear this story. You know what I mean? But that's a crazy situation. Like either way it go, abuse of power. Should he be fired or should that just be like a? Would y'all fire him? He already resigned, but if
Yeah,
would
you
you
can't be doing that.
Yeah.
fire him?
What the hell that was?
Can't be out here doing no shit like that.
You know, put him in the jail.
I don't know about all that.
Nah, I ain't doing that.
Definitely ain't.
Just make him get out of there. Is it? Now, would you press criminal charges on him? If there was some type of criminal charges?
There was a cop out in Oklahoma who was doing that shit, but he was sexually assaulting and
that's
things
a
like
whole
that, you know
different
what I'm saying?
thing.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
whole
fuck
different
that
thing.
dude.
but
No, I
he
mean,
went to
just-
jail for that.
Crime's a
You said he
crime.
went to hell for that?
Yeah. It was a
Hell?
couple- Jail.
Oh, damn. I
He
was
went
like,
to
say,
jail
probably.
because it was a couple of different women. You know what I'm saying? Like multiple women.
well, this guy, this was like a. Well, I mean, then
You
if she
never
was
know.
handcuffed,
if he had the time to be at the job long enough, you never know how many women it might have happened with. You know what I'm saying? So
and then
It
you
don't
know how
matter if
weird
it-
that
yeah,
gotta
it don't
be.
matter if
Might
just
nipped
one,
the whole
like,
problem in the bud. Yeah,
crime to
Guy
crime.
resigned and everything. Yeah.
Yep.
True, but you know it's weird, like 10 minutes to make that call, and then just have to sit there, and she's still handcuffed. Like, so do this
Still
often.
taking you to jail.
Yeah, you in the
Not
back.
getting out of
Yeah,
this one.
you locked in the back for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy at the job
Oh, 69. Okay.
Freaky guy, man.
can't be doing it.
Hey man, look, man, he was in his mode for whatever reason. He knew what he was trying to do, I think, from the jump. Cause he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm taking her."
He didn't.
That's what he was like. "Oh yeah, I'm taking her. I'm gonna take her." All right.
Who's that, Darlene? Yeah. My turn. Ah, boy, man.
She just went with it.
Oh, did last Tuesday. Y'all know
Yeah.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Okay, man. So, well, since we're talking about freaks, aliens. Well, they're not freaks. They're just whatever.
Yeah.
So the Terrance Howard interview, man. He spoke on a lot of different things. First of all, one of the big things he spoke on is 1 times 1 equals.
One.
One.
Okay. How do you multiply something but end with the same number?
Because you're not multiplying against itself. I mean, it's just him out there.
But multiply in the root of itself means to add. Like
Okay.
to
Yes.
to put
Yes. I get what you're saying, but I'm multiplying one of me. I'm only going to get one of me. If I'm multiplying 2 of me, what am I going to get? 2 of me.
more according to this mathematical equation that they put out there in your heads.
It's just however you want to explain. I'm explaining how I see it. Multiply 1 of me, only 1 of me comes out. If 1 of me walks through this tunnel, which is the times table, only 1 of me is going to come out.
Yeah, it's like.
Yes, if 2 of me walk through this goddamn X, which is a portal, times table, 2 of me's coming out. You're multiplying that thing. So that's how I look at it. I'm not saying, we can call him crazy or not, but that's how I look at it. We can debate that all day and night.
I don't.
Yeah, he was trying to add trying to make it seem like there's matter, saying energy or matter can't be, when you're adding it together, it can't be,
Yeah, 1 + 1 can't be 2. Has to be something else.
Well, 1 × 1 can't be 1.
Yeah.
But either way,
but yeah, I got what you said.
the thing is it's like, these are just numbers. It's just arithmetic equations that you don't have to have like energy started or destroyed. That's not what it's about. And that's like, I don't know, listening to him it's interesting, but like I most of what he says, like if you actually think about it, like it really doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like
it really doesn't. Like multiplication is very well understood and planted. Like there's no taking away from it.
It doesn't. The number is just a representation of what you're multiplying.
Always,
so if you take one matter times itself, it's only going to be. But if you take one matter,
yeah,
I'm with you. It's well thought out.
What?
I mean, he definitely has some good theories based on the sound. I don't know nothing about that. When it comes to math,
I mean, that was first. Let me clarify. I don't agree with it.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna be like, oh man, he's like, I'm damn.
No, when I say
I don't
this
agree
argument's
with
not
it.
on
To
him.
me,
Yeah.
that was his side, and he's not here to
Hope y'all
defend
can
himself.
It is. His argument's not
I was about
on
to
you.
say,
I'm just talking about him.
What?
You do.
The fuck are you talking about? This dude
All
over here
right,
whispering
now
to
the conversation different. Go.
But nah,
Go.
I don't agree with it. The math part of things is I think math is sold up. You know what I mean? Because in that same thought process, he said that one times 1 isn't 1, but you use that same mathematical multiplication chart that you said we shouldn't use to prove another point, which is the Earth moves away from the sun at 0.6 inches every year.
And he's like, hold on, let me calculate it.
Let me
And
calculate.
it.
Or he said
And I'm
the
like,
square
oh,
root
okay.
of 2 goes back to 2 cubed and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But you're using the same
Equation
math.
and everything but that one point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're using the same multiplication chart. You're using the same math that everybody else used that you're called flawed. So if it starts at the root and it's flawed, that means everything through it is flawed.
Yeah,
but you
like
use
1
that
plus
same equation.
Yeah, yeah, like 1
throughout
times
it.
1. If it can't be 1, that means 2 times 2 can't be
2.
4.
4. 2 times
Yeah,
1
it
can't be
means
2. Like,
everything after that is false.
yeah.
It's a whole new math. I get what you're
Yeah.
saying.
So like,
I'm with
but you still use that theory
Yes.
to
prove other shit.
to prove your other
Mm-hmm.
points.
Yeah.
Now, one of the points that I will say that he was like he was talking about those whole shapes and shit like that. That was like triactodons and all this type of stuff. And I was like,
Dodecahedrons.
yeah. And I mean, the stuff was like, it looked cool, but have you made one for real that flies and pick up something? Right. Because I know a helicopter can pick up something that's like 4,000
a prototype.
pounds.
He went on the View with the prototype. And was
On a map.
This is
Like,
the new
on
thing
a
that I've
screen.
created, and I was just like, dude.
He brought the pieces to Joe Rogan, but he had them. The actual simulation was on a screen. It's on a screen. It's not even like a real like, hey man, record this. Here it goes. You see it? No, it wasn't even that. This is an animation.
Yes. That's how
Now,
most
granted,
of the
this
prototypes
is-
start.
I know. That's what I was about to say. Granted, this system and software that they're using is taking in everything. You know what I mean? Everything in mind. And that's where they get like accidents and all this different. I get the software, but you was like, oh, I could fix Africa or some shit like that with their energy and all this. And I'm like, cool. You know what I mean? Like I the energy part of it, I'm not really
Hey,
a science guru on or nothing
Tesla
like
had
that.
a whole different. He refers to him a lot. He had a whole different theory of thinking too.
Yeah. I mean the
And some of his stuff is proven true.
yeah, he has
Some of it's
97 patents, and he has one patent for AR VR, which is, I would assume, artificial reality and virtual reality. And IBM, a whole bunch of big ass companies has touched on this patent. He said that he didn't like the people that he had over the patent, like paying for it or doing whatever they're supposed to do. He felt like they was trying to rob him. so he stopped paying for it. So it became abandoned. That's the reason why he's not the richest man on earth right now, which he would be, because all these people that touched on this patent and used it, they have to pay you if they touched on it and used it, and they cited and everything that they used it and all this, but they didn't have to pay him because it was abandoned. Mm-hmm. So again, that's a fault to you. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying you're stupid, but whatever. You didn't capitalize on that. But the patents are real. I don't think that these patents are all like, hey man, I think he's just the name for it. But collectively, we may have came up with this idea. We may have put our 2 cents together, figure out whatever. And I may have started it off. You know what I'm saying? I may have took some shrooms and been tripping and was like, hey, look here. I think this is cool. You're smart enough to make it on a computer. You're smart enough to make it on your 3D printer. You're smart enough to build it. Hey, I got the bread. I pay all y'all, or I put up the money, and then we're forward with it. Again, that's not taken away from his genius. It's just saying that the patents he do have, and that does solidify some of the information that he talked about. One of the big things for me was the Goldilocks zone. And that's where the aliens, where I said we're getting freaky with the aliens, that's where that comes into play. Everybody knows what the Goldilocks zone is, right?
No.
So in our solar system, it's a sweet spot in the solar system for water and life to form.
Life as we know it.
Life as we know it, right?
Right. Yeah.
To form.
Yeah.
So there's 2 points, and one is the Earth and every other planet in our solar system is moving away from the sun at 0.6 inches. Might be, maybe off math-wise.
Based on,
what do you mean?
Where's that come from?
Science.
Okay.
Yeah, they're measuring the distance from the Earth to the sun, and it's moving 0.6 inches away every year. So along with every other planet. So in theory, I mean, and it's hard to say in theory, because if it's doing it now, you would assume that it's been doing it for millions, billions, trillions of years, based off our knowledge of our solar system and stuff like that.
About 4 billion.
Huh?
About 4 billion.
Trillions.
4 billion.
Has to be trillions.
The universe hasn't been around for trillions of years.
Right.
Universe isn't that old. It's like 7 billion years old.
This is now we're getting into the science behind it, right? Mathematically, science says that the Earth is moving away from the okay. All right, let me stick to the point. We'll jump back to that. The Earth is moving away, boom, 0.6 inches a year from the sun. So granted, Pluto being the furthest planet, or Neptune, they counted Pluto out. Neptune being the furthest planet away from the sun. At one point in time, it was in the Goldilocks zone. Humanoids and ice or water, whatever, could have formed on that planet or that ball at that particular time.
Nope.
No, what?
That's not right.
I mean, why?
Neptune formed in the general area that it already is in, and same with all the other planets.
So So let's start this. What is the Big Bang Theory to you?
That's the moment the universe started. Everything.
What happened?
An explosion. I mean, I don't know exactly what happened. I would assume that God hit the start button, I guess.
Wait. We gotta take God out of this.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna ask me what I think happened,
the Big Bang.
But we can't
mix
to do with it. So then your theory is faulted in science. In what you're saying. If you believe that God started everything,
God's never been disproven in science.
Yeah.
Definitely have. You don't equate.
In no way, shape, or form has God ever been disproven in science.
Yeah.
What is God?
Science exists because of God. He wants y'all to understand how the universe works.
Who's telling you this, though?
That's how it is.
Who's telling you this?
What do you mean? That's the way it is.
How do you know this?
Science can't prove of other dimensions. They can't prove that.
They've proven that there's a fourth dimension.
Okay, so then there could be a God.
There could be, but we've proven that there's a fourth dimension.
Which is what I'm saying.
So
they
can't
haven't
disprove
disproven.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is they haven't disproven.
So that means, in my faith, I do believe God. So you ask me, what do I think happened? I think God had something to do with it. If you want to just go from just the thing,
we're coming from a scientific point of base, not necessarily because in that theory, God can heal miracles and things like that.
Science based, something never comes from nothing, right?
Yeah.
So who put something there?
Wait, who? What are we talking about? Who? So there's a being.
There's never been nothing, and all of a sudden something, which is exactly what the Big Bang was. There's basically nothing there, and then all of a sudden, bam, an entire universe.
No. You know how they? That's what I was about to say. You know how the hydrogen collider, how they're taking two particles at light speed and banging them together to create something, like that explosion. That's from my understanding how the Big Bang theory is. It's like particles, matter, whatever you want to call it, starts to combust with each other, and then that explosion happens, and that.
But what makes it start to combust all of a sudden? There has to be something that starts the reaction.
That is traveling.
The combination of
it can't just.
The combination.
To say to me, it's almost silly to say like it. There isn't something that started it, but either way, that's not what we're arguing about. So Earth pretty much formed the rocks in this area as they swirled around the sun after the sun was born. They start to clump together and create, the planets, and then they generally stay in the same orbit. So all these planets weren't all right next to the sun or born of the sun and then got spit, because that's what he suggests. Is basically the sun formed all these planets, and that's not how the sun works. It doesn't just spit out planets, because otherwise we would have been like, oh, there's more planets being spit out.
We're taking away from the whole. He's not saying they spit out planets. He's saying things that happen on the sun. What is them? Geostorms? Like we was currently going through it. You see in the Northern Lights in Texas.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's a geostorm that's going on. Nobody talks about it. Now, is it affecting us with radiation and stuff like that? That's where the Goldilocks zone thing comes into place. We're at a distance where that type of stuff isn't affecting us. Now, granted, there might be some other stuff that could happen that'd be like, oh, yeah, radiation's here, but that particular thing isn't, right? But it's not saying that it's spitting out a planet. It's saying, like, that explosion creates a ball or whatever matter, and that like products or like items or like molecules stick together and they create, and over millions and billions and billions of years, it just gets pushed further and further away until it gets to a point where it's in the Goldilocks zone, right? And then life, water, whatever forms, millions and billions, trillions of years later, it moves out. But all the while, there's another planet or another rock or whatever still being formed. Like, and it's not necessarily the sun is saying, hey, form this. It's just, I can say coincidental, but it's just things that are happening. There's going to be explosions on the sun. We know that. Some of them are big, some of them are huge, some of them are small, some of them are holy shit. Like, we probably should be, hey, this might screw us. And it's like, oh, okay, it didn't. But that theory, I don't think it's based on just like a planet. Planet. Oh, Tua. Like, that's what I don't think that.
Yeah, but so then by that theory, it would take like trillions of years, right? And there's just so much scientific evidence that the universe isn't trillions of years old.
Like what?
They use carbon dating and all kinds of different things like that, because carbon is bisexual apparently, according to Terrance Howard. So which makes sense because it's good at dating. I thought that was funny, right?
Okay, well played.
But I don't know, man. It just I can't get with it. Like it there's just it don't make no sense. What Terrance Howard is saying about how the planets, like I was saying, if also the planets are roughly the same age. So according to what data says about I don't how they measure that. Whether I know some they have samples they can bring back and things like that, but how old they know Jupiter is, I don't know how exactly they figure that shit.
It's a ball of gas.
Mostly, yeah, pretty much.
Which is to me is
that's
like
what they say, but it's not. It got a rocky core.
It does have a rocky core.
I feel like maybe Mars could be a good example of that, because I feel like Mars used to be much closer to the sun, and they're finding all this evidence of water and things like that, and now it's slowly being pushed out of the Goldilocks zone. So I feel like possibly Mars maybe experienced that, but like Neptune and all that, I don't believe that.
I mean, so my thought process is if like the further planets away, away from the sun. So theory, you form, and you're a baby. You get in the Goldilocks zone. You can stand up and do your own. That's where stuff starts to form. Every planet goes through this same cycle, and as it gets pushed out, the lack of sunlight causes stuff to disintegrate, and it just falls apart. You know what I'm saying? And then you lose your energy, whatever. You just fall apart, and now people on that planet have to leave, or go underground, or whatever they need to do. Right? I think the theory of it is an interesting ass theory, because then it definitely puts in this perspective aliens. It definitely puts in perspective certain things when it comes down to like the planet moving, like that science. So that science is proven. So like we can't just deny that, and based off of.
But I mean, it makes sense though.
Why?
Well, I mean, the only reason that we don't shoot off in a straight direction is because the sun is pulling us in. So we're going around the sun, but gradually we're getting a little bit further on each rotation because we want to go straight. But he keeps pulling us to the left, like we're driving NASCAR, and eventually, over time we slowly get a little bit further and a little bit further, and eventually it'll increase. Instead of being just an inch a year, it'll be like 10 inches a year, and then 20, and then
But let me ask you this. So like, if you take those little spindle things, right, and you like have like a middle point. So we'll just say the light is our fixture, is our sun. We have a string on it. And you take that string, you have like a weight at the bottom of it. And you take it and you drop it. What it's going to do is, it's not going to go in a perfect circle. It's going to go in an oval. Right?
Right.
But eventually, where's it going to end at? In the middle.
Right, because
So
that's
why
that's where the fulcrum, or that's where the thing is being held from.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, the gravity is the same way. You're still grounded to the sun. We're still grounded to the sun, regardless of what you're saying. I mean, well, exactly what you're saying. We're still grounded to the sun. Like, the sun would be our fulcrum. Right? Am I tripping? Because you're saying that gravity keeps us, the sun's pulling us from going.
That's the difference between it'd be more like a rubber band, I guess, because you'd have to. The sun is trying to pull you closer.
Wait, so that rubber band theory is going to be coming back to the center anyways. In that rubber band theory. Or we're going to get to a point where it's just going to stop.
No, because that's not how gravity works. It just gets weaker and dissipates over time, which is why we would drift further faster. And then we would just get, it'd be even further each year. Like I said, instead of 10 inches, 20 inches, all that type of stuff.
So has gravity changed on planet Earth? Ever?
I'm sure as we were closer to the sun, our gravity was a little bit higher, yeah.
No, I'm saying science-wise. That hasn't been looked up into?
I don't know how they would check past gravity.
Based off of science, bro. Numbers is going to tell you that.
I mean, maybe.
Because I would assume that, right, the closer you are to the sun.
Not Terrance Howard's numbers.
Well, a bit.
All right. What is his name? Terrance Howard?
Yeah.
Okay.
The closer you are to the sun, I would assume the stronger the gravity is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, we should be able to.
Well, maybe not. Maybe that's just affected on the, because our gravity, I guess, has always been defined by our mass, right, and our center of gravity, not necessarily the sun's. I think I could be wrong. I don't know.
I'm not saying the sun. I'm saying the closer you are to the sun. The sun's pull on you is, I guess, making your gravity. I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
That's what I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Tracking. Okay.
Those may act separately. They may act together. I don't know. I'm not smart.
Well, you are to me, man. It's a friend moment. I wish I could. I hope I remember to put that like a dun. Yeah, friends. That'd be cool. Hey man, y'all got anything before we get out of here?
No,
man.
Not too much. I mean, Boston. We can sports recap real quick. I think it's Boston. Well, of course we now know it's Boston. Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas won. They stomped.
Boston winning that
bad.
series. They've been the best team all year. Who you got?
Man, I got pulled for Dallas, I guess, but it's hard to see. It's hard
Now,
to see
who
Boston.
you got?
It's hard to see Boston losing.
So who do you got?
Boston.
I want Dallas to win.
Who you got though?
Betting wise, I have to go Boston, but I want Dallas to win for sure.
So you're going Dallas.
I said betting wise, I gotta go Boston.
So you going Boston or Dallas?
If we're betting wise, I gotta go Boston. But
We're
personally,
not. Who do you pick to win?
If we're betting, I want to go Boston. Boston is who I'm picking.
Okay, Boston.
Personally,
so Dallas, Boston. Okay.
All right. Got anything?
Is it?
Nah, man. Last episode, Appropriately Offensive, will be out soon, and that's it. We'll be out. We'll be back sometime later around football season starting.
Football season.
You know what vibes it is.
It's a great time of the year.
It's
We
a
got
little
holiday season right around the corner. It gets
It's a
cooler.
one nation out there.
What, man?
That's how you know you're in Texas. When
What?
people get excited about time of the year because of the weather. Like, oh, it's going to get cold.
You never know in Texas. It's dangerous out here. It might be 82 2 days before Christmas.
Yeah. There's been times I've gone trick-or-treating and I've been freezing my ass off, and there's other times I've been sweating my ass off.
Yeah.
So,
There's times I've been snowed in on Christmas and times I've been outside in shorts on Christmas.
It snowed in April.
You know what I mean?
I ain't never seen no snow on Christmas.
Snows in April.
Snow, cold, whatever. I want to say there was a summer, whatever.
Summer?
Winter, whatever. Jesus. Yeah. Hey, man. Well, appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate y'all watching. We out of here. Bye.
Another session with the bros. Bros talk. Where the beer's ice cold.